Welcome to Istanbul here in Turkey. This is the opening game of 2023 here in EuroLeague Women's. That's game day 7 in Group A. That's how the group looks right now. Our visitors top of the table, looking good. And here is the schedule, and what a schedule. Zeksar against Praha, Olympiacos taking on Borj. Our game here, Fenerbahce against Polkowice, and Virtus Bologna against Valencia. A big slate of games here in Group A, and no bigger than our game here in Istanbul. This is first versus second in Group A. What a way to tip off 2023. Both of these teams bringing winning streaks with them for for Fenerbahce. It is the last 5 games they have gone without losing. As for Polkowice, they are 4 wins in a row. So plenty at stake here today, and this really could be a big game for us to enjoy. As I say, welcome to EuroLeague Women in 2023. These are the first games of the new year. And this one is set to be a very big game between two teams who have been flying so far this season. As I say, you have Polkowice sitting top of the table at the moment. Fenerbahce in joint second position alongside Praha. Polkowice with a 6-1 record, Fenerbahce with a 5-2 record, but two phenomenal teams, truly some of the best in Europe right now. The players are called back to their benches for player introductions. First to be introduced will be our visitors, Polkowice. And they have certainly made plenty of waves in the first half of the regular season, and that doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. Only one loss so far, that was against Virtus Bologna back on game day 3. That is what's seen them take the pinnacle, the summit of Group A so far. 6-1 4 It's been built on just all-round good basketball, both ends of the floor. The third best offense, fifth best defense this season. One area though where they've really shined is from the perimeter offensively, shooting over 39%, leading the competition with that percentage. Maybe more impressively, scoring over 40% of their points from downtown. They really know how to stretch the floor and punish you. Polkowice will have confidence entering this arena here today after the demolition of Fenerbahce earlier on in the season back on their home floor. They will fear nothing, but it's certainly a different Fenerbahce roster that they face here today. Social media has been alight with the arrival of Brianna Stewart and Satu Sabali, two absolute world-class superstars joining up with their teammates. And it really does take what was an already all-star lineup of a Fenerbahce roster to the next level. My goodness me, I'm not sure there has been a better roster in EuroLeague Women. It is absolutely stacked front to back. And those 2 early losses in the opening 2 game days of the season, I'm sure, are a distant memory for many. But those players were at the hands of Polkowice with a 73-46 hammering. Won't forget that tonight. They'll want a little bit of revenge on that one. Potentially they'll have the head-to-head in mind as well. Can they reverse what is a 27-point head-to-head deficit? It's a big ask, that's for sure. But if any roster could do it, it is this Fenerbahce roster. It is stacked. But they play the game a little bit different from Polkowice. It's all about offense for them. Second best offense in the competition, whilst defensively maybe not their focus. The 4th worst defense this season, Fenerbahce. That's changed over recent weeks, and they're working on tightening things up. But it's clear the philosophy of this Turkish team is just to get out and score. They want to entertain. They want to get out and play a high-paced game, really stress out the opposition, find the weaknesses, see if they can create any cracks in the opposition by playing that style of basketball. And it's worked. That's why they enter the game with a 5-game win streak. We're now under 5 minutes away from the tip here. both teams enter the final phases of their warm-up and lock in on today's game. I was unsure whether Brianna Stewart and Satu Sabali would be available today. Earlier on in the week they did pass the necessary fitness test though and got the clearances that they required, and I'm sure there's plenty of Fenerbahce fans that are excited to see them take to the floor. Here are our officials for tonight's game. Ariadna Chuko Morena, Alexandra Stan and Nemanja Ninkovic from Spain, Romania and Serbia respectively. But as I was saying, plenty of fans excited, not just Fenerbahce fans. Any basketball fans around the world relish the opportunity to see such talent on the floor. The only exception might be for Polkowice, as we see their starting five: Friskovic, Gauda, Wheeler, Mavunga and Spanu. A strong five. They do lean heavily on that five, that's for sure. Just 23 points coming from the bench this season. Slightly depleted bench as well for coach Kovalevsky. What a season they have had. You cannot take it away from them. What they've achieved here this season so far is very impressive. Here is the five for Fenerbahce. Jakir, Messerman, McBride, Yagapova, and straight into the starting five, Brianna Stewart. Sabali will come off the bench alongside the likes of Kurtelmas. Djordjevic is back as well. Onar, Latza, Aydin. My goodness me, a wealth of treasures for Coach Malkovic to work with. What a deep roster that is. Pretty much the majority of those players would claim a starting five spot in most EuroLeague women's teams. Down for Coach Kovalevsky now to draw something up to create that difference that he needs. Surely I'm pleased with the first half of the regular season, but also knows that his team now certainly have a target on their back. Every team would love to take a win away from Polkowice. As for Marina Malkovic, a world-class roster it might be, but they have to bring it together on the floor, particularly tonight against probably the toughest team they're going to face in the regular season, particularly so far. How will a team react though against this tough test that is ahead of them? Under 2 minutes to go to the opening tip. Just a chance for me to remind you as we see some of the fans getting the pre-game snacks in, but I would recommend that you get your phones out right now and download the official EuroLeague Women app, available on Android and iOS. No excuses. Perfect companion to follow the game along here in Istanbul tonight and the rest of the season as we really start motoring towards the business end of the season. Fans, players, coaches, they'll all have their eyes on the postseason playoffs and in particular the Final Four. Smiles and relaxation on the face of the Polkowice players. What a battle we're going to have here tonight. Particularly looking forward to the battle between Mavunga and Stewart. Two of the absolute best bigs in the game at the moment. Going toe-to-toe for 40 minutes. To give you an idea, Mavunga averaging over 16 points and nearly 14 rebounds a game. Brianna Stewart, well, what do you say about her? 2 times WNBA champ, 2 times finals MVP in the WNBA. She's been here, done this for EuroLeague Women Championship back in 2021 when she picked up the finals MVP as well. So real class on the floor today. Strap yourselves in. This could be a phenomenal game of basketball. Look at that five. Not a weak link in sight. That is a fearsome five, to say the least. Polkowice certainly don't have the big name talent maybe that Fenerbahce has, but they have played some great team basketball. They've faced adversity this season and they've come out the other side of it successfully. For them, it's just another challenge here again today. And the tip is underway Fenerbahce will get things underway. Game day 8 here, the EuroLeague women regular season. And the heavyweights go head-to-head. Fenerbahce taking on Polkowice. Messerman, a little mid-range jumper along the baseline to get things underway. She looked pretty chilled out taking that one. Polkowice defense gifted her the space she needed. It's a rarity this season. Polkowice just conceding under 68 points a game. Fenerbahce looking to apply pressure from the start. They've got the depth of roster to push the tempo and the pressure for the whole game. Wheeler now at the top, looking for options. Mavunga trying to seal out. Shot goes up instead. Yagapova pulls down the rebound for Fenerbahce. Chaka now into the low post. Turnaround jumper, foul. Straight away, Brianna Stewart. Stewie showing what she's here to do. Well, pretty much every floor she ends up taking to. She is there to dominate. Foul's going to be called early on. That one is on Erica Wheeler. Stewart at the line for free throws. I remember seeing the announcement in the summer. Fenerbahce week after week just rolling out the announcements of huge players signing, and clearly the biggest of them all was Brianna Stewart. Plan was always to bring her in a little later after the WNBA season, give her some rest so she's fresh for the business end of the season. Let's see how that pays out now for Fenerbahce. They haven't exactly struggled without her, sitting second, bar the opening 2 losses of the season. They've looked their usual phenomenal self. Wheeler now, as Fenerbahce have a 4-0 lead. Frišković, no good. Long, high rebound. Goes over the top of the backboard, so that will be a Fenerbahce ball. And understandably, Fenerbahce have grabbed so many of the headlines. The real superstar lineup, the big budget team in the competition this year, but Polkowice have grabbed their fair share. McBride pulls up for 3, can't get it. Rebound falls to Frišković. Goes coast to coast, draws the foul. That one's going to be whistled on Chaka. Smart play by Gaida. At the line for the bonus. Hits the first of her 2, gets Polkowice underway. And as I was saying, Polkowice have been grabbing some headlines really from the underdog status. I don't think anyone had them winning so many games and dominating a lot of games as well. You look at their roster, yes, plenty of quality, but maybe not the household names. Messerman, lovely little fake, drives inside off the glass. Messerman with the smart move. Little shot fake created the space she was looking for. Crossover inside. Wheeler misses the layup under pressure from Emma Messerman. Polkowice will turn the ball over on that play. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, a little shot fake from Messerman and a strong drive inside. Once she's got that first step on you, just the strength of Messerman is just going to be tough to beat when she gets to the bucket. Chaka now skips it. McBride wide open, 3-ball is good. Fenerbahce can hurt you pretty much all over the floor. Any player in the yellow and blue stripes has the ability to put the ball in the bucket, that's for sure. Foul's going to be called. No, in fact, it's a kick ball. So just be a reset on the shot clock to 14. Coach Malkovich will be happy with how her team's played so far. 8-point lead already. Yeah, just off the foot of Stewart. With a match in sneaks. Wheeler now running off a couple of screens. Should have gone to the bucket. Looked to hand it off to Mavunga instead, but Yagapova strips it away. McBride for another 3-ball. Oh, back-to-back triples. Kayla McBride. And just like that, Fenerbahce have rocketed out of the gates. Lead this one 12-1. Half of those points coming from the perimeter from Kayla McBride. You cannot give her that space. She is deadly. Fenerbahce fans in fine voice as timeout is called by Coach Kovalevsky. Certainly needs to talk things over. Not the start he will have wanted. They needed to be bright and buoyant. They've been a little bit lackluster and subdued. Let's see if we can listen into his huddle. What a start for Fenerbahce, in particular Kayla McBride. Back-to-back triples from either wing. One from the left, one from the right. Phenomenal shooter of the ball, Kayla McBride. 43% this season from downtown. Already 6 points, 2 from 2 for her. Jagopova looking good as well with her first assist with that cross-court pass. How will Polkowice react coming out of the huddle though? Spanu now, hands it back to Wheeler. Mavunga going up against Messman, she's just going to go in. Oh, beautiful footwork, my goodness me. Puts her in a daze with the quality of that footwork. That is just hours in the practice gym. Foul's going to be called on Spanu. She makes contact with Stewart. Now we'll send Brianna Stewart back to the free throw line. Let's have a look. Little hip check on the hand. Yeah, she's got to be careful. That right hand just reaching across. As soon as Stewart rises up, she's going to catch her arm. Stewart hits the first. To the line for the second. Great start to Brianna Stewart's season here in Istanbul. 4 from 4 from the free throw line. Polkowice still being held to just 3 points. Fenerbahce's lead once again at 11. Spanu now looking to go up against Messman. Throwing some shakes at Messerman. Foul's going to be called on Mavunga. She goes over the back of Messerman. There's the defense, and there's the foul. Patience here from Fenerbahce. McBride from way downtown, feeling it today. Not quite on track with that attempt though. And if you've hit 2 from 2 in the first 2 or 3 minutes of a game, I think you have an automatic green light when you want to take it. Travelling violation is going to be called on Mavunga. Just picked up that pivot foot, the trail foot, before the ball went down. Another turnover for Polkowice. When you're playing Fenerbahce in their current form, can't afford any mistakes. Polkowice have already made several. Jagopova now looking to back her way down. Kicks it to the corner. Chaka. No good from the corner. Rebound for Spanu. Frišković moves it. Nice pass. Oh, well intercepted though. Messerman defensively has looked really on point here today. Chaka swings through. Jagopova wide open 3-bomb. No good. Mavunga having a hell of a battle with Messerman right now. I was saying I'd like to see the battle between Mavunga and Stewart. Mavunga's having to face Messerman right now. Wheeler splits the defense well, kicks it out. Gaida. This is the 3 ball, but it's stolen well by Frišković. She read the play well. Mavunga inside. She's got the mismatch, and she'll get the score. That's what Polkowice need. They need to create a little bit of space for Mavunga to operate in, create her some mismatches. because any kind of advantage she really capitalizes on fully. Messerman, shot fake, free throw line jumper is good. Emma Messerman, 3 from 3 from the field, 6 points already. Over halfway through what has been a very brisk first quarter. Mavunga stripped away, Yagapova with the quick hands. Fenerbahce out on a 5-on-3 break. Messerman now. Little conversation between the officials and Coach Malkovic. As Messerman was called for a 3-second violation there. First change of the game for Fenerbahce as Onar comes in and Çakır heads to the bench. What's the foul? That one's going to be on Onar. Less than 10 seconds in the game, already getting on the box score. For the wrong reason, however. She tries to dive over that screen, but it's that hand on the hip of Wheeler that's going to cause the foul to be called. Wheeler trying to find a lane. Works so hard to do so. Guida, 3-ball. Looks like she pulled at it a little bit. That will be a Fenerbahce ball as Onar works hard to keep Frišković out. Her bodying Frišković, lucky not to get a foul called there, to be fair. Just that left arm reaching around Onar. Messerman now against Mavunga. Stewart for 3. Too heavy. Messerman tips it back. Stewart will grab the loose ball. Onar. Yagapova with the crossover. Can't get the score, but just pure talent will get it to the free throw line. Look at the shake and the crossover. Drives inside, draws the foul. So strong though, Yagapova. Even when fouled, stays with the play. It's the first of her 2 free throws. First point of the game for Yagapova. You have a feeling with Yagapova this season, potentially a little flex away from the traditional game. Usually a go-to scorer, but with the talent they've got now, could be a facilitator. This is nice play from Polkowice, though, into the hands of Frišković, out in transition. Maybe that's the way for Polkowice. They don't want to try and face up against Fenerbahce when they're playing half court. Messerman drives inside. Mavunga overcommitted to the passing lane. And that's cost her 2 points. A 13-point lead for Fenerbahce now. Still over 3 minutes left in this first quarter, and Fenerbahce already at 20 points. Oh, the pass is way off track, and Polkowice is starting to look a little shaky. Sabali into the game for the first time, as well as she hands it off to Onar for the 3-bomb. Every single member of this Fenerbahce team seems to be catching fire right now. Nice introduction for Sabali as well. Oh, that's a smart shot from Frišković. She's been shooting over 40% from downtown this season. That's where her contribution has come from. Sabali looking for options. Polkovic's defense seems to be pretty sprawling on the inside, but perimeter-wise it's a little bit looser. Mismatch for Stewart. Looked to draw the foul, but the defense was strong from Wheeler. Big size mismatch in that battle as well. And a smart drive to the basket. This time it's Guida. And this is what Polkowice have done all season. They've not ridden the highs too high. They've not got too low on the downside of the game. They've tried to smooth things out, and they've battled all the way through. Messerman with another score, though. The quality of that Fenerbahce offense is second to none right now. Wheeler looks to use the pick and roll, drives inside, corner. Shot is good. Frišković with another 3. leading their scoring, 8 points already for Friškovice. 3 from 3 from the field. 2 3 balls and that transition drive. Stewart comes up short after a pretty big collision with Gaida. There's a lob pass, almost perfect precision, but Messerman's getting hands in passing lanes today. Reverse layup, no good for Mavunga. Now we're going to see the Stewart versus Mavunga battle. There's the 3 ball. Stewart has it in a game. Hasn't quite connected with it today. Mavunga seems pretty happy to let Stewart have that. Wheeler drives inside, goes off the glass. What a play! Erica Wheeler with the and one. Goes tough, looks like she's a little bit winded. Goes in amongst the trees. Draws the contact off Sabali. Stays with it though and gets the score. Heads to the free throw line for the and one opportunity. Yet to miss from the free throw line this season. Haven't been there a huge number of times, but a good free throw shooter, Erica Wheeler. Rattles home the bonus point and brings Polkowice to within 7. They'll take that as a bonus right now. McBride, another jumper and a 3. Her third 3 of the game. Gaida, elbow. Tries to take an early shot to avoid that half-court defense. Djordjevic into the game, draws a foul. Sorry, commits the foul. It's Friškovice that draws the foul. We'll head to the free throw line. Certainly the bright spark so far, Zala Friškovice. Slovenian has stepped up, averaging just under 10 points a game this season, although she has been playing nearly 30 minutes. She's already got 8 points in this one. There's the 3 from McBride. Looks like the toes are behind the line. That one should stick. I think that is a 3. If it is a 3, that will be her third of the game. Unbelievable from Kayla McBride. That's what the officials wanted to review. They have reviewed it as Gaida heads to the bench, and in comes Puta for Polkowice. Friškovice hits the first of her 2 free throws. Both teams now in the penalty, but only 21.8 seconds left in this opening quarter. Friškovice hits the second. Yagapova now drives inside into the corner. Sabli wide open, hits the 3. And it is just dead-eye shooter after dead-eye shooter. Can they break the first quarter? They can't. That will be the end of the first quarter action, and what a way to sign this one out with the Sabli corner 3. Fenerbahce offensively are absolute dynamite. Not a player in their roster that can't just get buckets and get them in a hurry. Phenomenal, really. This roster is truly of historic proportions. A strong first quarter, but Polkowice run out of this one. It's Fenerbahce 31, Polkowice 20 at the end of the first quarter. Certainly an interesting first 10 minutes. Emma Messerman leading all scorers. She has 10 points, 3 rebounds and 2 steals alongside a block so far. That was the opening jumper from her. Just a little short corner as Mavunga couldn't get round the Yagapova screen. McBride, the other one to stand out from Fenerbahce. 9 points, 3 from 4 from downtown for her. 1 steal, 1 assist as well. They're the top 2 scorers for Fenerbahce. That was the second of her threes, 1 from each wing. And then later on in the quarter, she hit that corner 3. As for Polkowice, many eyes on Mavunga, as they have been all season. 4 points for her alongside 2 rebounds. She's just not had the opportunity so far. The one leading the way for Polkowice has been that player there, Frišković. She has 10 points. Perfect from the field, 3 from 3, including 2 from 2 from downtown. That was one of them. Has 2 rebounds and a steal as well. Very interesting first 10 minutes. Fenerbahce, as they have done for the majority of the season, offensively looking absolutely phenomenal. I don't think you're going to find a better team than Fenerbahce offensively now, particularly with the arrival of Brianna Stewart and Satu Sabali. So we see Chaka just adjusting her protective face guard as Wheeler looks to try and help her. An 11-point lead for Fenerbahce. They'll be happy, but Polkowice are still within striking distance. Second quarter underway here in Istanbul. It's game day 8. We're in Group A. On the downhill now to the postseason playoffs. End of the first quarter here. Fenerbahce lead this one by 11. 31 to Fenerbahce, 20 to Polkowice. Remember, Polkowice top the table with a 6-1 record. Fenerbahce 5-2 in second place, so top versus second. Don't get a better way than that to start 2023. Spanu hands it off to Wheeler. Good ball movement here. Spanu, little hesitation going up against Sabali. A little bit wayward. Spanu's looked good this season. Had some big games, including 27 against Olympiacos. Wheeler just hands it off in time and they'll get the score. Smart play by Wheeler. Talenga, the lucky recipient of that hard work from Wheeler. McBride fouled. Doesn't get the score. Foul called on Frišković. McBride will head to the free throw line instead. Not where you want to send her. 94% this season from the free throw line, Kayla McBride. That said, where do you want to send her? Here's the play by Wheeler. Just tough, hard-nosed offense from the undersized guard. You have to bear in mind that Wheeler is just 1.70 meters tall. She's going up against the likes of Messerman, who's 193, Stewart 191, Sabali 190. She's giving up over 20 centimeters against pretty much the entire front court of Fenerbahce. But that just doesn't stop her as McBride hits the first of her 2. Double digits now for Kayla McBride. Her first points that aren't from outside the 3-point line. Yet to score a 2-point field goal in the game. And she takes her tally to a game-high 11 points now. Fenerbahce looking to apply a little defensive pressure. That, for me, will be interesting to see. Nice pass inside. Talenga just working hard to really maximise the advantage she had over Chaka there. I'm not sure they'll want to switch Chaka down to her again. Yakupova goes strong. Can't get the score though. Polkowice's interior defense holds tight. Shot goes up, no good from Puta. Scramble for the ball. Falls to Fenerbahce. Sabali. Oh, her second 3 of the game. What a way to get her EuroLeague women's season underway. 2 triples already for Sabali. 2 from 3 from the field. There's 2 assists as well. Sometimes forget that Satu Sabali is just 24 years old. She was voted into the EuroLeague women's first team last season. Extends Fenerbahce's lead back to 12. Wheeler now. Buta, too heavy. Rebound by Sabali. Shot goes up, and it was only a matter of time. Brianna Stewart hits the three as well. There is not a player in the Fenerbahce roster right now on the floor that cannot shoot a very high percentage perimeter shot. Wheeler falls out of bounds with possession. Another turnover. Fenerbahce lead is at 15 as Wheeler will head to the bench and Gaida comes back in. Just a 9-player roster for Coach Kovalevsky today. Certainly plenty of injury worries for Polkowice. Oh, Chaka, coast to coast. Show her some space and she'll make you pay. And just like that, Fenerbahce open up a game-high 17-point lead. 41 to Fenerbahce, 24 to Polkowice. There's the play from Chaka. You cannot give her space. There's the pass inside from Talenga earlier in the quarter. But that is a regular occurrence for Fenerbahce, the three ball. There's Brianna Stewart with her first three of the season. I guarantee you it won't be the last. Timeout called by Coach Kovalevsky. As Fenerbahce's lead is out to 17 and they're already up to 41 with over 7 minutes left in this first half. Important phase of the game for Polkowice now. If they allow Fenerbahce to open this lead out much more, that really is a mountain for them to climb back into it. Really is the time for Polkowice to step up now. Try and fight their way back into this one. As Gaida brings it up over the half. Talenga hands it back to Frišković. Mavunga goes strong against Stewart. Foul's going to be called on Brianna Stewart. And I like that from Stephanie Mavunga. Just go at Stewart. She might not be quite fully up to tempo right now. First game in at this level. Stewart still pleading the case that it wasn't a foul. Either which way, Mavunga right now is at the free throw line for shots. This is the first, certainly a weaker side of her game, just 58% prior to today's game from the free throw line, but my goodness me, you really are grasping at straws to find weaknesses in Mavunga's game. Averaging 16.6 points, 13.7 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks a game. Tell me, or find me a coach in the world that wouldn't pull your arms off for a player like that on your roster. I think you'd accept a little weakness at the free throw line in return. Sabali, strong move. Glides gracefully to the basket. Didn't even look to be aware of the pressure from Mavunga, let alone the physical contact. Wonderful play. Mavunga for three. Comes up short. Talenga's working really hard, trying to keep her team in this game. The rebound eventually falls to Fenerbahce. Chaka slows things down. Fenerbahce looking to work a little bit on their half-court offense. Sabali steps in for the three, and another three ball. Satu Sabali takes her personal tally to 11 points. She's only been on the floor 7.5 minutes. She's coming in off the bench with this as well. Wheeler now, trying to create, but the door keeps closing on it. Traveling violation called on Erica Wheeler. As Fenerbahce's lead continues to grow, 21 points now. And Sabali says, you give me that space, I'm happy to step into the three. Pretty sure Talenga won't do that again. A little wry smile on Sabali's face as well to say, you better respect my jumper. I may be young, but you need to know I can shoot the 3-ball. Pick and roll now between Stewart and Sabali. Foul's going to be called, this time on Friškovice. She just steps across Stewart, who was rolling to the basket. Only second foul of the quarter on Polkowice though, so nowhere near the penalty just yet. Oh, in fact, it's on Wheeler, just an easy shove. Baseline ball for Fenerbahce. Oh, Sabali with the cheek and the score. Literally in that case, throws it off the backside. Turn your back on that baseline inbounder, you run that risk. What a liberty from Satu Sabali. Have to love it though. That one's going on the highlight reel. Travelling violation called on Puta this time. Sorry, no, on Gaida. And absolutely everything is going the way of Fenerbahce. Messerman kicks it back out to McBride. Pick and roll, movement, Stewart, 3-ball. That is pure, beautiful basketball. Offense executed just with precision. Gives you chills when teams play this well. Wheeler behind the back, tough, gets the score. Travelling violation called on Wheeler. And the footwork was so quick, I don't think I saw that one. Official was right on the spot though, right in front of her. Brianna Stewart heads to the bench, Agapova comes in. Coach Malkovich really running through this roster. So much talent for her to work with though. Sabali, little shake, Spanu draws the foul. Sabali not happy with the call. Let's have a look. Yeah, looks like the right call for me. I think Spanu didn't exactly try and stay on her feet, but the contact was there and she'd established. For Sabali to read that a little bit better. Another change as we see Djordjevic come into the game. Out comes Sabali. Stolen away, Chaka. Read the passing lane well, almost throws it away though. McBride open for another 3, and what a surprise, Kayla McBride drops the 3. 14 points for McBride, 4 from 6 from the field. On track for a season high, Kayla McBride. Previously 28 against Zexard back in that loss on game day 2. Will she surpass that today? She's on track to do so. Oh, and the score from Chaka isn't there. Hard work was done. Agapova now, she'll take her turn. Spills it out of bounds, and that will be a turnover. Polkowice ball on the baseline. Here's the movement. Djordjevic to McBride. And the inevitable 3 points tallied up on the box score to Kayla McBride. Spanu for 3. That one slightly short. Rebound falls eventually to Agapova after Messerman has to work so hard. Emma Messerman really stepping her game up today. It's going to be interesting to see that dynamic between her and Stewart develop over the coming weeks. Could be the best front court duo in EuroLeague women. Long 3. Djordjevic hits the jumper. Our first points of the game. Just a 2. 31-point lead now for Fenerbahce. Friškovice though doing all she can to keep her team in the game. 4 from 5 from the field. 13 points now for Zala Friškovice. Messerman turns the corner on Talenga. Oh, wow. You quickly run out of superlatives when you are covering a Fenerbahce game. I will certainly be telling my fellow commentators to open up the vocab book, find some more superlatives to use, because this team are just unreal. You look at the quality in this roster on paper, potentially one of the best teams in the world. On the floor, they are living up to every last letter of that billing. Foul's going to be called, I think, on Djordjevic here, just reaching in and then tries to play defense. Not the worst foul in the world from Mina Djordjevic, though. Wheeler now uses the Spanu screen. Pick and roll. Nice pass inside. Mavunga catches it mid-air and lays it up. That's the Polkowice we've seen all season. They've just been neutralised by a phenomenal Fenerbahce team. McBride, left hand off the glass, doesn't get it to go, and still she hasn't scored a two-pointer. All the points coming from outside or the free throw line. Tough play going up against Gaida, putting plenty of presence and body on her. Foul called, so McBride will go back to the free throw line. In fact, that one is called on Mavunga. McBride now, chance to increase her personal tally. Comes up short with the first. Missed free throw from Kayla McBride. There's a collector's item. Back at the line for the second. And connects with the second. Fenerbahce will make the change. Back in comes Ratza. 23-year-old is that role player, still developing a game, and my goodness me, I don't think there's a better basketball school than she'll have this year, playing alongside some of the world's best. Foul's going to be called on Messerman. Let's have a look. Just reaches in, yeah, hands on the arm. Not sure if it's the hand on the arm or the left hand on the back of Mavunga. Wheeler, mid-range two is good. And Wheeler's just one of those players that just keeps going. Up by 30, down by 30. Doesn't really matter to her. She's just going to keep plugging away. McBride inside against Spanu. Good defense by the Greek big. Enough to put McBride off this time. She brings it up over the half. Mavunga tied up inside, comes back out. Spanu for the cutting Wheeler. Frišković open on the wing, in and out this time. One of a rare miss for Zala Frišković. Pass inside, Messerman gets the score. Leaking out on the defensive side, Emma Messerman. Sneaking around the baseline of Polkowice. Into the corner. Oh, wow. Catch and shoot to beat the shot clock. Gaida for the corner pocket three. That's when the brain just turns to autopilot. She's feeling that one. Just her second bucket of the game. Takes a tally to 6. Messerman to the basket. Hands it off to Ratza. Almost loses the handle, but gets it back. My goodness me. What a way to close out the first half of action. Ratza looked like she'd lost possession there. Gains it back. Fades away. Throws the shot up. And it's good to go. She is in good company. And at the half, wow, what can you say? This tells you a lot. Fenerbahce have poured in 63 points in the first half. It's 63 to Fenerbahce, 35 to Polkowice. What a first 20 minutes of basketball for this Turkish team. Here are some of the highlights from that first 20 minutes of action, and what a 20 minutes we've had. Fenerbahce with obviously the big name arrivals prior to the game. Brianna Stewart, Satu Sabali, their first games of the season in the yellow and blue, and they haven't disappointed, and they've just added to the depth and firepower that Fenerbahce have. I talked about it in the pre-game. Fenerbahce just look to outscore you. They want to put points on the board. They want to entertain, and that is exactly what they've done in the first half. Unbelievably, 63 points in the first 20 minutes of basketball. 9 players registering points, 4 players in double digits, shooting 64.7% from the field, 71.4% from downtown. Just unreal. Half their points pretty much coming from outside. The hero so far for Fenerbahce, Kayla McBride leading them all, 15 points, 4 from 5 from downtown, has 3 assists as well. Messerman just behind her with 14 points. She is 7 from 7 from the field and has 4 rebounds. Satu Sabali, only been on the floor a little over 9 minutes, has 13 points and is perfect from outside with 3 from 3 from three-point land. And then Brianna Stewart, in her first game of the season, has 10 points at the half. As for Polkowice, you can't put a huge amount of criticism their way. They've not played awful basketball. They've not maybe played quite to the high standard that we've seen this season, but they've played pretty strong, and they've lent heavily, though, on Zala Frišković. She has 13 points, only player in double digits, 3 from 5 from outside for her, alongside 2 rebounds and 2 assists. It really does need Stephanie Mavunga to step up in the second half on both ends, as we see Sabali there putting it off the backside. I think it was of Frišković to get the score. But yeah, we need Stephanie Mavunga to step up for Polkowice. She has 7 at the half. Bear in mind, she is their firepower. Almost 17 points a game she's averaging. She needs to have a huge second Welcome back to Istanbul in Turkey. This is game day 8 of the EuroLeague Women regular season, and what a game we have here to start 2023 off. Fenerbahce look phenomenal so far in the first half here. Polkowice entered the game with a 4-win streak, top of the table. Fenerbahce with a 5-win streak, second in the table. New additions of Brianna Struer and Satu Sabali for Fenerbahce have made a huge difference. Fenerbahce have poured in 63 points in this first half. Polkowice only managing 35. A 28-point lead for Fenerbahce at the end of the first half. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to take their foot off the gas in the second. It's for Polkowice to create a disruption, to change the flow of the game. They have been the surprise package so far this season, but it's going to be a big ask. They only have 9 players suited up today due to injury issues in their roster. But Coach Kovalevsky, I'm sure, will have some things up his sleeve ready to go here in the second half. As for Fenerbahce, their plethora of superstars is getting the job done here right now. 4 players already in double digits. McBride with 15, Messerman with 14, Sabali with 13, Stewart with 10. And pretty much anyone that steps on the floor for Fenerbahce can score the ball. Any player that has stepped on the floor for Fenerbahce has scored the ball, to be fair. 9 out of the 12 have scored, and the other 3 haven't seen action as of yet. As for Polkowice, they've only run a 7-player rotation, only 1 player in double digits. Zala Frišković, Slovenian guard, looking to try and keep her team in the game. 13 points in the first half, 3 from 5 from outside for her. That's an impressive start to the game. But fatigue will also start to play a part for Polkowice. Only 11.5 minutes contribution from their 4 players on the bench in that first half. Whilst for Fenerbahce, it's been nearly 30 minutes of contribution from the bench. But Polkowice have been causing upsets across Europe for the entire season. So do not write them out of this one just yet. However, if Fenerbahce can just play like they have in that first half for another 20 minutes, then this could really send shockwaves out. Because this does look like one of the best ever EuroLeague women's rosters in the yellow and blue of Fenerbahce. Just moments from the start of the second half, a reminder to download the official EuroLeague Women app, available on Android and iOS, completely free, and it is the unbeatable companion to go through this season with. Second half action underway here in Istanbul. Game day 8 in Group A of the EuroLeague Women regular season. We're into the second half of the regular season now, as Stewart misses the first shot of the second half. No real problems for Fenerbahce, though. They lead this one by 28 at the half-time break. Wheeler drives inside, has it batted away by Chaka. Chaka takes a shot to the face, though. She doesn't look comfortable. But behind that, you've got Mavunga going to work. Official's going to stop the game because Chaka, I think, is in pain after that shot. Already suffering from a facial injury. Let's have a look at the play from Wheeler. Goes up. Not sure what hit her there. Certainly caused her a lot of discomfort. Made her eyes water, you can tell that much. But Mavunga gets the second half underway exactly how Polkowice needed it. She needs to be a bigger element of this game. Messerman misses the jumper. McBride with the rebound, though, for Fenerbahce. Yagapova, little hesitation, slides inside, the 2 off the glass. Nina Yagapova getting it done all over the floor right now. Her first points of the game, but does have 6 assists and 3 rebounds. Wheeler, wing 3, heavy. Rebound falls to McBride. It's just a wave of yellow jerseys battering down the Polkowice defense. Chaka won't take the 3, maybe feeling a little dazed from the physicality moments earlier. Stewart asking from the screen. Goes up against Mavunga. Step back jumper. Stewart rattles it in and away though. Great to see one of the world's best tread the boards once more for EuroLeague women. Messerman now has it batted away by Mavunga. She'll go again at her though. Looks to back away inside. Little shake, step back jumper, no good. Defense is watertight from Mavunga. Quick first 2 minutes here in the second half. Polkowice are looking a little bit more steady than they did in the first. Frišković backs it out against Chaka. Drive through, foul going to be called on Stewart. Yeah, just a reach around foul from Stewart. Spanu now hands it off to Gaida. Foul going to be called on Jagapova. 2 early fouls here in the quarter for Fenerbahce. Potentially opens the door for Polkowice if they can get themselves to the free throw line. Not the best from the free throw line, shooting just under 70% in the previous 7 games this season. But it could be an opportunity to get some points. Backdoor cut by Mavunga. Messerman though tying up Mavunga, so she couldn't get to the return pass. Still a 28-point lead for Fenerbahce. Backdoor, Jagapova, easy 2. All footwork for Jagapova there to create that separation from a defender. Oh, and she steals it away, reads the game with beauty. Skip pass to Chaka, gets the score. And that is what spreading the floor does for your offense. Makes it so hard to help out on the defensive side of things. Fenerbahce just making the court look the size of a football pitch, let alone a basketball court. Mavunga now backing away to the basket, steps inside. Messerman just drops off on the defense and it works this time. Spanu short with the 3. Mavunga battles hard. Rebound will go out of bounds though, but will remain Polkowice ball. Fresh 14 on the shot clock for Polkowice. They trail by 32. Remember, Polkowice won the reverse of fixture by 27. The head-to-head will be in Fenerbahce's mind. Frišković can't get the little soft right hand to go, but she grabs her own rebound and they'll go again. Long 3 from Gaida. No good though. McBride with the easy rebound. It doesn't look like Polkowice really have an alternative strategy offensively. McBride into the corner. Messerman fakes the 3. Lane opens up. Oh, and the pass fake just to throw the defense out the way. Emma Messerman. What a game she's had so far today. 16 points for her, 8 from 10 from the field. Just a real efficient player, Messerman. Wheeler tries to scoop inside. Foul's going to be called, I think, on Stephanie Mavunga. Wheeler just scoops it up, but Mavunga clears out Messerman. There's the shot fake. There's the pass fake. And there's the easy score. All of the hard work done before she got anywhere near the basket. Great play by Messerman. Jagapova going to draw the foul. Good sportsmanship from Lena Jagapova. Draws Gaida in. Knocks Gaida to the floor. Once the foul is secured, more than happy to help her opponent up. Lob pass to Messerman. She manages to scoop that one, but throws it away on the return. And Wheeler out at the races in transition against Jagapova. Gets the score. Erica Wheeler just that consistency. She's like a metronome. You can just rely on her completely. Agapova now. Waits for the screen from Stewart. Waves it away. Stewart, shot fake. Spano draws, steps in and commits to foul on Brianna Stewart. Just that little shot fake. Sideline ball for Fenerbahce. Third team foul of the quarter for Polkowice. Both teams a little bit more aggressive defensively here in the third quarter. McBride around the corner to Messerman. Messerman continues to be on automatic. 9 from 11 now for her, 18 points. Leads all scorers in today's game, Emma Messerman. Top scorer of the season so far was 20 against Virtus Bologna back in game day 4. Certainly on track to top that today. Agapova. Oh, that's a tough pass to Stewart. It's a nice pass, but made it difficult to receive. As we see Sabali come back in. Nice pass to Talenga, but she can't hold on to it. A little bit too much weight maybe on that pass. Agapova just puts the jets on. Passes it around the corner to Chaka, but things slow down off the back of that pass. Oh no, look, inside, Messerman, and one. The circus is in town as the big players come out to play. Fenerbahce. And this is just the start of things. You just feel they've got more gears to go. Agapova with the no-look to Messerman. If there's a player tonight that you expect to score in that position, it is Messerman. Agapova's 7th assist of the game. Messerman up to 20 points now, and a timeout has been called by coach Kovalevsky. It really is a last chance for him to try and turn the tide here in this game. Fenerbahce continue to put Polkowice to the sword. Messerman leading the way once again in this second half. Fenerbahce have outscored Polkowice at 12-4 in under 6 minutes of third quarter action. Emma Messerman just looking phenomenal here today. 20 points on the board, tying her best performance of the season. What can Polkowice do to bring this one back to respectability? Because Fenerbahce have just taken them to the classroom and schooled them for the entire game. Adds the bonus, and that is her best tally of the season. 1 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals and a block to Emma Messerman's name. She's only played a little under 21 minutes as well. What a performance from her. Wheeler now. Wheeler, little shot fake, steps in, pulls up for that short two. Somewhat of an awkward shot to take as well. Many players don't like it. You can't always fully extend on your jumper. Polkowice now looking like they're going to drop into a 3-2 zone. Try and force Fenerbahce maybe to beat them on the inside. I like the change in strategy. Just throw everything you can at Fenerbahce right now. Messerman pass inside. Sabali with the easy two. The patience, the spacing and the trust that this Fenerbahce team have with one another creates that score. A 37-point lead now for Fenerbahce. Remember, Polkowice have only been beaten once so far this season. Wheeler has it swatted away by Chaka. It will be Fenerbahce, and Chaka will head to the bench. Onar will come in. that defense, chasing it out. And that's the end to what was beautifully worked offense from Fenerbahce on the previous possession. Sabali getting her tally up to 15. Sabali, another jumper, in and out this time though. Rebound pulled down by Banashak. She'll look to go coast to coast, hands it off to Telenga. Banashak getting her first taste of today's game. Frišković open but off target with that three. Had a strong first half. Frišković slowed down somewhat here in the second though, as Fenerbahce really have registered her as the threat. Oh, Sabali with the handle. Leads away to the basket for the layup. What additions to this Fenerbahce roster. Such a strong roster already, but to have Stewart and Sabali join the second half of the season really does take it stratospherically to another level. Guida turns it over. And Stewart comes back in. Messerman heads to the bench. You have to like, though, Fenerbahce, they do still have the Turkish heart running the point, with Onar and Çakır taking that responsibility. Yagapova skips it to McBride for three off left. Rebound pulled down by Banashak. Banashak for three. A little heavy. Telenga fighting Stewart for the rebound, but Stewart just muscles her out the way. That will remain Fenerbahce ball. Sabali goes along to Onar. Look how they spread that floor. It's such a big space for Polkowice at a guard, and they can't, as Yagapova nails another three. Yagapova on her way to a double-double, up to 9 points now, has 7 assists. A little over a minute left in this third quarter. Just too much space to operate in. The quality of Yagapova demands more respect than that, as we see McBride go to the bench for Fenerbahce. In comes Latza, who hit that cheeky buzzer beater at the end of the first half. Onar now to Yagapova. This zone defense working relatively well for Polkowice. Just 5 seconds left on the shot clock for Fenerbahce. To Stewart, drives inside, blocked by Telenga. Unsportsmanlike foul will be called. I think it's on Sabali. She said she got the ball. The officials say she didn't. She was just trying to stop the transition. Good defense by Telenga. Yeah, easy call for the officials. That will be shots for Banashak, as well as possession for Polkowice. Banashak scores the second of her two, averaging only 1.5 points a game. Liliana Banashak, the young Polish big, still learning her craft, and getting thrown in at the deep end like she is here today isn't always a bad thing. She'll certainly pick up a huge amount of experience. Frišković hits the three. Polkowice continue. They do this all season. And this is why they've earned so much respect and a lot of admiration from basketball fans around Europe. They just keep going. There's no real ego or attitude about it. Yagapova too long. Rebound though by Latza. Stewart fakes the corner three. It's pushed out of bounds by Banashak. That will send Stewart to the line for free throws. It's the first of her two. 11 points for Brianna Stewart. It's not gone all her own way, though. 2 from 9 from the field. It's both those free throws, though. Maybe knocking on a little bit of ring rust in this opening game of the season for her, as we see Kurtelmas get her first taste of the action for Fenerbahce tonight. Stolen away. Alatza reads that one well, but she spills it back to Banashak. Talenga gets the loose ball. Frišković can't get the score. Talenga is fouled. That is called before the end of the quarter, though, so Talenga will head to the free throw line for shots. 73% free throw line shooter, Veronica Talenga. I think they're just going to check to see whether it was within the quarter or not. Certainly felt like it did with regards to the audible buzzer. A whistle felt like it went before we heard the buzzer. Foul's going to be called on Brianna Stewart. That will send Talenga to the line. I think they want to see what's left on the clock, though. Not sure you're going to see it from there. Maybe half a second. So still something to play with. Let's see how much they put back on. Clock's already reset itself out to the fourth quarter. Officials are just going to wait for the necessary time to be added to this quarter clock. As Talenga waits at the line, the officials working hard to get the game clock and the shot clock back to where it should be. 40-point lead for Fenerbahce. This was the signal of intention that they wanted to send out. Remember, these two teams met on the opening night of the season. And it's Polkowice that had their way with Fenerbahce on their home floor. 73-46 win for the Polish team. That is a big, big result against Fenerbahce. A 27-point win. However, they now trail by 40. This is Fenerbahce sending out a message to the rest of the EuroLeague women that they are here for the title. They were one step short last season. They have dug deep financially as well as mentally and emotionally. And they have brought a roster that is one of the best in the world, to be honest with you. And certainly is lined up to take the title. Talenga, a little flat with that first free throw. 0.3 seconds left on the clock of this quarter. This is the second as well, but that will be the end of the third quarter. And 3 quarters in the books here in Istanbul on game day 8. And it's Fenerbahce 85, Polkowice 45. If ever a message was sent, it has been sent here today. Still 10 minutes to play. You have to watch the end of this one. Fenerbahce have been schooling Polkowice and have looked phenomenal and will continue to do so for the final 10 minutes, I'm sure. Here are some of the top plays from that quarter. And what a quarter it has been for Fenerbahce. They continue to just impose themselves on the game. Their lowest scoring quarter of the game, but they also held Polkowice to just 10 points, so their lead extended out by a further 12 in that third quarter. Still 4 players in double digits. Now it's Emma Messerman leading them, though. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals and a block. Other one to highlight really is Yagapova. 9 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, on her way to a double-double. As for Polkowice, Frišković still leads the way. She has 16 points, 5 rebounds. And then 2 players on 9 points in, Mavunga and Wheeler. It has been a tough night at the office so far for the Polish team. What can they roll out in this final quarter? There is still plenty to play for in this game. Polkowice will want to take some momentum into their next game. They're back at home, taking on Olympiacos. As for Fenerbahce, I tell you now, this is a message to the rest of the competition. We are the favourites. We are here to take the crown. Fourth quarter action underway here in Istanbul. Group A of the regular season. And with 3 quarters in the books, it's Fenerbahce have just been dominant from start. They lead by 40, 85 to Fenerbahce, Polkowice 45. Remember, Polkowice entered the game, 4-game win streak, top of the table. Fenerbahce on a 5-game win streak. Looked to be 10 minutes away from stretching that out to 6. And they have looked good. Oh, McBride. Oh, it's waved away. She was looking for the and one play. Can understand that. There's the foul. Yeah, absolutely. Took the extra dribble. Never going to get a continuation call on that as much as she wants it. McBride now at the top. Uses the Sabali screen. Polkowice still sitting in this zone defense, and I like that. It worked for them in that third quarter. Jagapova drives inside, comes back out to McBride. Catch and shoot is short this time. Much better perimeter defense from Polkowice at the start of this fourth quarter. They just gave too much space earlier on in the game. Gaida, Talenga. Polkowice just don't have any options on the offensive end right now. Mavunga on the bench. Interesting to see if she comes out in the fourth. McBride to Sabali. Fenerbahce will slow it down. Still 10 on the shot clock for them to work with. McBride back out to Jagapova. She's wide open for 3. Comes up short though. A little bit of rebound tennis. Falls kindly in the end for Banashak. Polkowice will go again. There's the pass to Talenga. It's a little bit behind her though, and an easy scoring transition for Jagapova. She's up to 11 points now. Just 3 assists away from a double-double. Jagapova's looked good this season, averaging just under 15 points a game, 4 rebounds and 3.3 assists. Those numbers look like they're heading north again today. Foul called against Polkowice. Defense leads to offense. Jagapova back in possession. Sabali posting Spanu up. Onar now to Messamum. Look at how they spread the floor. Onar for 3 and another triple for the Turkish guard. This is the problem. Who do you chase? Who do you overcommit on if you're Polkowice? So the answer is you can't overcommit on anyone, because anyone you're facing against just can score the ball. Wheeling out. There's the lob pass. Mavunga is in the game now. Replacing Talenga. A little over 7.5 minutes to play. Fenerbahce's lead still at 45. Wheeler at the top. Mavunga sets the screen and rolls. Mavunga going to work against Messamum. Good defense from Messamum. Mavunga gets the rebound and has it stripped away. That will remain Polkowice's ball. McBride wanted to claim the possession herself. Gets in and strips it, but comes off the back of her hand as it's going out of bounds. Spanu off the glass, but it was always going to be a very difficult shot to execute. Messamum's looked impressive all game today. Inside to McBride, and McBride gets the score. Messeman's second assist of the game. McBride now up to 17 points. Wheeler inside. Soft right hand from Erica Wheeler. She continues to do what she can. Not been the most efficient offensively today. 5 from 13. She does have 11 points. Very few Polkowice players in double digits, just her and Frišković. Messeman, travelling violation. Shot fake looked good, but picked up that trail foot a little quick. Yeah, there's the little shuffle from Emma Messeman. As Brianna Stewart comes back into the action. What an introduction from her. She's played a little over 20 minutes so far. 12 points, 4 rebounds and an assist. She finds her way back in. Offensive foul called on Polkowice. That one on Mavunga. A little over 6 minutes to play. Fenerbahce aren't done yet. They've put a show on for the fans that have turned up here today, and they are not going to stop. Expect plenty of great basketball in the final 6 minutes of this one. That one's off the foot of Frišković, so shot clock will reset back to 14 for Fenerbahce. Lob pass to Jagapova, batted away almost by Mavunga. Pass inside to Messeman. Draws the foul. Messeman can score from the free throw line. That will be assist number 8 for Jagapova. Certainly the best game of the season for Emma Messeman today. Previous game high was 20.7 rebounds, 5 assists against Virtus Bologna. Now has 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 10 from 12 from the field. Unbelievable efficiency from Messeman. Jagapova just 2 assists short of a double-double. Spanu hands it back to Wheeler. Wheeler pulls up, long 2, in and out. Sabali. Technical foul is going to be called on Spanu for flopping. She did the right thing, try to get in the lane of Sabali. But Sabali read it and sidestepped it, so Spanu flopped. Have a look at the replay. Yeah, absolutely right call from the official. If that had been the other way, that would have been Sabali out the game because she's already had an unsportsmanlike foul. That will give Fenerbahce a technical free throw as well as possession again. Sabali needs to be careful. She gets a technical foul for talking down at Spanu while she's on the floor. That will be her out of the game. In fact, yeah, Sabali has been called for the technical foul. That will see her thrown out. An unsportsmanlike earlier. That's her done for the day. She's not happy as she is back to the bench. She'll finish up with 17 points, 4 assists and 2 rebounds, but a little bit of immaturity there from Satu Sabali. Remember, she's only 24 years of age, still developing into the player. Doesn't even get to watch the end of the game. She'll have to head back to the locker room with an unsportsmanlike and a technical foul charged against her. Not the opening game of the season that Sabali will have wanted. It will be Fenerbahce ball on the sideline though. No free throws as they cancel each other out. Spanu was a technical foul, and as was Sabali. Rats has come back into the game for Sabali for Fenerbahce. McBride, oh lovely behind the back, creates a separation. He wanted that jumper to drop just to finish off a beautiful play. Mavunga though, just toughs it out for the defensive board. A little over 5 minutes left on the game clock. Wheeler now. Drives inside. Guarded closely by Ratza. Pulls up for the long two. And once again, Erica Wheeler just finds a way. Has done so really in this third and fourth quarter. Tried to keep the scoreboard ticking over. She's played almost every minute of this game as well. McBride left space, but misses this time. Stewart drives the baseline. And Fenerbahce will reset out. Messerman. Backdoor cut, Yagapova. Oh, a thing of beauty from Fenerbahce. Patience, teamwork, selfless play. Possession after possession from Fenerbahce. Just phenomenal. Wheeler trying to shake things up against Stewart. A couple of hesitation dribbles. Falls into the hands of Puta, who gets the three away and gets the score. Polkowice. There's a lot of psychology at play right now. They don't want to take too much of a beating. It will affect them in future games. Ratza for three. Hits the three ball from the wing. Second field goal of the game for her. Takes her tally up to 5. After that buzzer beater in the first half. Spanu comes up way short. That's out of bounds. Baseline ball for Fenerbahce. There's the three from Ratza on the wing. Serbian raining it down as so many of her teammates have all game. Stewart goes to the right hand. Always looks like an awkward shot, but it's just in a locker. She is a tough player that just knows how to get the ball in the bucket any which way she can. Ball is thrown away by Frišković, so it'll be a turnover. Rats are just playing good, tough defense. Fenerbahce to go again. Messerman gets the score. Emma Messerman on automatic. She'll head to the free throw line for the bonus. 25 points now for Messerman. Substitution for both teams. We're going to see Geider come in and Frišković come out. Kurtelmas also back into the action for Fenerbahce. Messerman misses the free throw. Kalenga fighting hard for the rebound. Messerman bats it back to Ratza, and Ratza will draw the foul. Ratza to the line for 2 free throws. Fenerbahce really are sending out a message. Still 3 minutes to play in this game. They've scored over 100 points, and they have not taken their foot off the gas for a single second. A 51-point lead now. As Djordjevic comes back in, Messerman heads to the bench. In and out for Ratza. It's the second. I'm thinking that might be the last we see of Emma Messerman today. What a performance she has had. Phenomenal from start to finish. Thrown away again. This time Spanu throwing it away through the legs of Geider. McBride floats in, misses the layup though. Wheeler scraps for the loose ball. 4-on-3 break for Polkowice. Spanu nails the three. You have to give credit to Polkowice. They have been put through the ringer here today. They have been absolutely punished from start to finish. they have not moaned. They've not broken down. They've stayed together as a team. They've still run their offense. They've still worked hard on the defensive end. Huge credit to Coach Kowalewski and his team for their mindset. Stewart misses the long jumper. Spano with the rebound. And he'll be setting the mini targets, that's for sure. Imagine the big one right now will be to keep it under a 50-point ball game. Thrown away though as Talenga didn't roll to the basket where Mavunga thought she was going to. Interesting to say if Polkowice can keep together as a team for the whole 40 minutes. It has been a very, very tough game for them. McBride, 2 from the is no good. Rebounding battle is intense. Polkowice come the other way. It's off Stewart's arm, so it will remain possession to the Polish team. Onar comes in, McBride will come out for Fenerbahce. Yeah, absolutely off the chest of Stewart. McBride gets the round of applause, rightfully so. Another phenomenal performance from her in the yellow and blue of Fenerbahce. Spanu fakes the 3, drives inside. Oh, lovely little sidestep. Just to go past Djordjevic. Spanu, unbelievably, her first points of the game have come in the last minute or so. She's played over 30 minutes as well. Ratzer now. Fouled by Talenga. We'll head to the free throw line for shots. Polkowice in the penalty, have been for a while. Talenga just not with the smartest play there. First of 2 is good for Ratzer. Looking to try and have her best game of the season as well. She had 10 against Virtus Bologna in game day 4. She's now up to 8. Half of which coming from the free throw line. Istanbuloglu comes into the game for the first time tonight. Wheeler shaking, baking, comes up short though. Almost the final minute of the game in what has been a phenomenal performance from Fenerbahce. Wheeler now to Spanu. Mavunga inside for the score. Draws the foul, and Stephanie Mavunga won't be happy. She's an absolute born winner. She misses the free throw. She hates to lose any battles. She won't be particularly pleased with her own performance. Just 11 points, 4 rebounds for her, but Djordjevic with the 3. But Mavunga lives to fight another day. She is a pivotal piece of the puzzle for Polkowice. There's the little slip screen from her. Collides with the advertising board. Didn't look comfortable there, Mavunga. Hopefully she gets back to her feet. Istanbuloglu comes up short. 3-on-3 break now for Polkowice. Spanu gets a score. Spanu continues to do what she can. And that will be the final play of the game. And what a game from Fenerbahce. They have looked very, very impressive in today's game. Coach Malkovic will take quite a few plaudits from the game, and rightfully so. Yes, she does have probably the biggest playing budget and the on paper best roster, getting superstar players to play together is a challenge in its own right, and she has done that so far here today. Final score, Fenerbahce 111, Polkowice 61. This Fenerbahce roster, and look at the talent they now have at their disposal. Tell me this is not one of the best teams on the planet right now. I would happily sit down and argue that case with you. And they have proven it. This is the first game as a team they've been together. Remember, Stewart and Sabali playing their first games here today of the season. And just like that, they dispatch with top of the table Polkowice by 50 points. Okay, I don't think, it's easy to look at this and say, yeah, Fenerbahce beating someone by 50, fine. They are newly together. Two of their superstar players playing their first games of the season. They have just dispatched the best team in EuroLeague women's regular season. The best record belonged to Polkowice before tonight's game. They have just dispatched them by 50 points. That is a huge, huge performance from this team. And the most exciting thing, if I'm Coach Malkovic and if I'm one of those fans, is just how they've done that. Completely as a team. 10 of the 12 players on the scorebook, 5 double-digit scorers. Messerman ended up with 25 points, 7 rebounds. Just behind her was McBride with 17, 4 from 8 from downtown. McBride also with 7 assists. Sabali, who ended up getting tossed out of the game with a technical and an unsportsmanlike, also had 17 and 4 assists. And then Yagapova, just 2 assists short of a double-double with 13 points, 5 rebounds and 8 assists alongside 3 steals. This truly is one of the great teams, maybe in EuroLeague women history. If they can keep it together, if they can keep their superstars happy, this truly is a team to be worried about if you are one of the other teams in EuroLeague women's. This is game day 8. 6 more games still to go in the regular season here for EuroLeague women's. But as it stands, Fenerbahce now move to a 6-2 record. So do Polkowice. Praha playing Zexard tonight could potentially move to a 6-2 record as well. 3 teams could have the same record at the top of the table. What a regular season we've had. I hope you've enjoyed the game here in Istanbul. Final score for you, Fenerbahce 111, Polkowice 61.